pretty piping hot, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. Welcome back to the Vegan Boomer Babe. We are going to be doing a great episode today. I'm going to be making a Starbread. Starbreads have kind of been all over the internet lately, and I made one with broccoli and cheese, and it reminds me kind of like a stromboli, but just very decorative. So I'm going to show you how I did that today. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and basically we're kind of making, think pizza or veggie bread. So I have 2 pizza doughs that I bought at my local Publix grocery store that I'm going to be using today, and then I'm going to be filling this with a nice broccoli, cheese, lots of garlic. So let's get started. I have here, 5 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil here. I already put 4 in, so that is 5. And I added 6 to 8 cloves of garlic, so it's got a lot of garlic. But I've already put 6 in. Now I say 6 to 8 because everyone has a different level of how much garlic that they love, and also depending on the size of the garlic cloves. So if you like a lot of garlic, feel free to add more. I'm just going to stir this up, and what I made here was just an olive oil and garlic mixture. So, and I also have some broccoli that I've already chopped with my food chopper. I want about 2 cups, give or take, of really finely chopped broccoli. So you can see, I love my food chopper. You could use a food processor if you'd like. You could use a knife if you'd like. I just find my food chopper to be nice and easy for me. One of my favorite tools, actually. I don't like to chop stuff. Okay, so I am going to add this broccoli to this bowl because I want to use some of that. I have a better tool than that. Right tool for the right job. I like to add a little bit of olive oil and garlic directly to this broccoli. And I'm going to just make sure I get all the broccoli off of here. I'm going to use this later when I'm making my star. So, and I am working right here on my pizza stone, trying to condense my space area here, but I will talk about my pizza stone in a minute. So I have here some of our olive oil and garlic, and I'm going to add maybe 2 tablespoons of this mixture into my broccoli. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper because it really will need some salt and pepper. So I'm going to add about ½ teaspoon of salt and pepper each. And I'm going to measure right over here. Okay, so we have our broccoli. We have in here our 2 tablespoons of the olive oil and garlic mixture, and we have some salt and pepper. So let me just brush these little pieces of broccoli off. I mentioned that I got 2 pizza doughs at my Publix, and I'm very fortunate that they sell it already rolled out in a round, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to just stretch this out just a little bit and make it fit my stone, but I don't want to stretch it too much. I think that looks good. And I'm going to brush this with a little garlic and olive oil. So another tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. And I'm going to brush this around on here. That looks delicious. So you can see it's really, this would be great to serve. I'm going to serve it with marinara. You can just break off a piece and dip it in the marinara. You could serve this alongside of lasagna or any pasta dishes, or just on its own like this. Okay, we have this in here now. I'm going to add some cheeses. Now here is something that you want to be very careful of. You don't want to add too much cheese because it will ooze out, because we're going to be cutting it up into a little star. So I'm going to add, I have some of my ridiculous ricotta cheese, which I did on a video, and this is, I'm going to use about 1/4 cup and just spread this just a little bit around here. I don't, again, not too much because it's going to ooze out and if we have too much cheese. So it's kind of hard to resist adding the extra cheese. Now, this ricotta cheese is made with almonds. So I just love, love, love this recipe. Okay, I'm going to now put my broccoli on top. And I'm going to kind of gauge if I think it's too much. I'm going to just put on as much as I think is going to, I think this might be, I might add a little bit more. Okay. Smells delicious. Love the smell of garlic. And okie dokie. That looks good. I'm going to set this aside. I have 1/2 cup of vegan mozzarella. I'm going to, again, just kind of feel it out. I don't know if I'm going to put all of this on. That looks good. And I'm going to use just about 1/2 cup here. And then I have some Parmesan. And I have the Violife Parmesan cheese. I like to buy it in the wedge. I don't even know if they sell it already grated. They may. And then I use my cheese grater too, which I love also. And I'm going to just, I grated about 1/2 cup of cheese here. And I think this is going to work. I think I might add just a little bit of cheese to the top of it when it's all done. So I'm going to save a little bit there. And I'm next going to add some red pepper flakes and some basil. So I'm going to do like red pepper flakes. Depends on how much you love red peppers. I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon. If you want to make it spicier, you certainly can. This looks, you can always add more after it comes out of the oven as you, before you eat it. Actually, you know what? I think that'd be good. And a teaspoon of basil. So I have a teaspoon right here. You know, they say when you have dried herbs, it's a good idea to crush them in your hand, and that releases the oils, kind of freshens them up a little bit. And we are now going to put our second pizza dough on top. So let me grab that. And again, the beauty of Publix, it's already rolled for me. I'm going to just stretch it out just a little bit. I want it to be the same size as the other one. Whoa. Okay. A little stretchy. Here we go. Okay, so I have some red peppers, red pepper flakes on the run here. I'm going to put a little bit more of that olive oil and garlic on top. So just a little, got a tablespoon there. In fact, I might even add the rest. So it is very reminiscent of garlic bread or garlic pizza. Okay, looking good. It smells so good. Okay, and I'm going to do just a little bit more of my Parmesan. Some here too. Now the fun part. So I'm going to use get a little tiny, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my measuring cup. It's a good idea to put a round object in the center, just to remind you that you don't want to cut through. And then I have my trusty little scraper. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 4 cuts. We're going to start with 4. And we're going to put one at 3 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Okay, so we have 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut each one of these in half. Oh, I didn't talk about my pizza stone. I love my pizza stone. I've had this pizza stone. Now it might look all dirty and cruddy, but that is called seasoned. I've had this pizza stone for 25 years. Same stone. So near and dear to my heart. And I use it all the time. The nice thing about this is that I never really have to, I don't even have to put any kind of, it's nonstick. It's totally nonstick because it's seasoned. I don't put soap on it. Just kind of scrape it clean when it's done. And, okay. We should have 16 here, and I think we do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to twist them away from each other, and then I'm going to pinch them together at the end. Then I'm going to take the next 2 and I'm going to twist them maybe 4 or 5 times, maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times. I'm going to pinch it together. Now you have to kind of do it a little quick because we don't want all that broccoli and cheese running away on us. And I actually could take that little round thing off now because that was just to keep me from cutting into the center. It looks beautiful already. But when it bakes up so pretty. It's a showstopper. This would be great for a party. Just makes it festive. Okay, and one more. Pretty fast. Says me. Okay. All done. Now doesn't that look beautiful? It looks beautiful already. So I'm going to put this in the oven, 400 degrees. It's already preheated, and I'm going to bake it for maybe 25 minutes. I'm going to keep my eye on it towards the end. You know, maybe I'll check it in 20 minutes. What I want it to be is just a nice golden brown, and it's going to look beautiful. So I'll see you in 25 minutes. Okay, so the Starbread is ready to come out of the oven. It ended up taking 30 minutes, actually about 29 minutes, but it is ready to come out of the oven, and it is looking spectacular, if I must say so myself. Ooh. Now that definitely has the wow factor. Let me just make sure we have this perfect. So this looks beautiful. I checked the bottom to make sure that it is perfectly golden brown on the bottom. It is filled with the cheese and the broccoli, and it smells fabulous. This is a showstopper. If you pull this out when you have guests over, this has a wow factor. So I'm going to serve this with marinara. And I did heat up some marinara over here on the stove. And I like to serve individual marinara serving dishes. This way everyone has their own dipping sauce. So I'm going to put a scoop of marinara in a little bowl. And you know, just to jazz it up just a little bit, I have a little extra Parmesan cheese. So I think I'll just sprinkle a little bit on top of that. And that looks pretty. And then we can put it on a serving dish. And I'm going to cut off a little piece because I am really curious as to how this is going to taste. It looks so beautiful. I hate to cut it. It's so pretty. Okay. I think I'm gonna just let that cool just a minute. This looks so beautiful. You can be very proud to send this, share this with your family and friends. Take a little bite here. Ooh, pretty piping hot, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. Might need a glass of ice water, but. Hot, but spectacular. So, thank you for joining me today. Pardon me for eating in front of you. Absolutely delicious. I hope you'll give this a try. Looking forward to seeing you in my kitchen sometime again real soon.